Howdy all. So I just got back from a herping trip up in North Georgia, and while I was there, I was on the hunt for some Vehovis carolinianus, which is the southern devil scorpion. So I found a few, group of probably 6 or 7 adults, and I'm going to get them set up here in one of these little Systema boxes. Kind of get a final count on them and sort of get them set up. So the way that these were found was under the bark of like fallen pine trees. So I have some topsoil here, just a couple pieces of cork bark, and kind of just let them do their own thing because they like it moist and they like, secure hiding spaces. So I figured I'd just go ahead and count them and check them out, and probably add these pieces of pine bark while I'm at it. You can see them there. So this is a communal species. Oddly enough, being Vehovis, it's pretty interesting because it's a genus you typically see more out west. This species has a pretty big range in the southeast, mostly sort of in the more northern parts of like South Carolina and Georgia, out to Alabama and Tennessee. So we don't have them down here on the coast, supposedly. I've never seen any. These are adults, though. I mean, they're tiny. Like, that's my thumbnail for reference. An adult could fit on that curled up. But really cool little species. I'm super excited. I've wanted these guys forever. It's a species that no one's really pursued much. It's a native species. I don't know. I find them super interesting just because it's a South Carolina native species. And they're just cool little communal scorpions. I don't know what there isn't to like. Communal stuff is always super fun. So I'm excited to kind of get these counted up and put into their new abode. Let's see if I can do this reasonably with one hand. Okay, so there's 3. Come on, dude. They are quick. So I found these guys just from pulling bark. And here for size reference. And I did some black lighting while I was up there. So they're very small. It's a very small species. They're kind of odd too because they don't really look like a Vehovis in terms of the build. Really stocky tails. Most Vehovis out west are a little flatter and thinner and kind of more geared towards desert life. And I don't know about other Vehovis, but like dune scorpions, those are definitely not a communal species. They don't do well in groups. They're known to cannibalize. But these guys, man, you flipped over a log and they were everywhere. I don't believe these are particularly toxic. I don't know them to be a medically significant species. That could just be due to their size. I'm actually very curious to see toxicity-wise, like where they would stand, because typically when I see stuff that's smaller in general with venomous, I sort of am inclined to assume that that means they probably pack a little bit more of a punch in terms of toxicity. So I think that might be all of them. So I think there's a total of 7. I'm bound to have a pair in there somewhere. There may be, if there are females in there, there's a good chance there's some that are already gravid. But really cool. Such a cool native species. It's super underappreciated. I used to see someone selling these fairly regularly on like arachno boards and stuff, and then they kind of slowly disappeared. But awesome. I'm super excited about these. Haven't had scorpions in a while either, so this is good. Thank you. See everybody later.